Well, it's Saturday morning, and look how beautiful that board is. I love it. Just wake up looking at my board. Well, yesterday I had a moment of weakness. I guess you can call it. Or I chose. It wasn't weakness. I chose. I had some fast food. And it wasn't really because I was short on time. I think it was the vibe I was feeling. You know, it was a Friday night. And I thought that somehow ordering and eating that was going to make me feel nice. And actually, I woke up puffy, swollen, and I slept like shit. I felt really bad. Also, it was too close. Like I ate like 2 hours before I slept. And it just wasn't enough time to digest, you know. It used to be 4 hours. So anyways, I'm headed to the gym now. I'm gonna do still my routine, my dry brushing, the cold shower, some tea. I did a meditation this morning, which was actually really nice. It was like 20 minutes. And those things work for me. For some people, you know, you might be watching this thinking, man, fuck meditation. I don't do nothing for me. Fuck taking a cold shower. I just get right to it. It's more than that. It's not just about me having these like hacks to work better. This is actually about me also enjoying my fucking life. This is about if I die tomorrow, then I will still feel like I lived. So, life is for living, not living uptight until you're somewhere up in the sky, as Jay-Z says on the song with Mr. Hudson, Forever Young. So yeah, I'll go to the gym. The sauna will be open, so that's nice. Looking forward to just being in there, like sweating some more. And today I'm gonna have some fun with some dynamic movements in the gym. So that'll be pretty fun. Epic. And then today is not necessarily a day off. There's lots of work to be done. And as a founder, it just goes like that. So I'll spend something like noon until 7, 8 p.m. working, which isn't even really a lot. I used to put in 14-hour days, but I've reduced it down to about 9, 10-hour days. Because, you know, you have to spend a good part of the day with the team. And then after that, I still have to do like my work, right? As a founder. Work on the business and not in the business. So that's an art I'm learning about. All right, well, if you find this useful to anyone, share it with them. Comment on this, like, subscribe, so I don't get buried by the algorithm. Always in the water, always in the night. God ain't always at the altar. Always in the ground, ain't always in the water. What's up, everybody? It is January 31st. I've made it through an entire month coming to this gym at least 5 times a week. Some weeks I was 7 days in a row. And I'm just heating up. Gym day, even when it's rest day, come here, do the sauna, be with myself, my thoughts, stretching, mobility, super important. I'm turning 33 this year, April. God willing, by the time my birthday hits, I would have finished my 100 reps, 100 times in the gym from when I started counting. To hit that goal, all of February, all of March, all the way up to my birthday, the end of April, I gotta be in here every day. And I've already proven to myself I can do it. And not only can I do it, but I like it. It's made me sharper. I'm picking up on trends. It's made me more present in my company. Great ideas have come to me
in the process of being here, more tuned into my voice, and drowning out all the opinions of people that actually don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So I kept making this mistake in the past of watering down attitude and my ambition and trusting myself, trying to appease motherfuckers, be it so-called partners or even women. And the wildest thing is that they were attracted to me at the time when I was most in my energy, in my element. And then slowly, they try to mold you into a more docile version. And as soon as I do that, those people disappear, because whether they're willing to acknowledge it or not, that edge is what makes them hard, what turns them on. So I'm just going to lean into me even more in my voice. And I bet you that by betting on myself, I win. And of course, all those people that talk shit, they'll come back and be like, oh, you know, sorry, this and that. And I'm going to be graceful about it. I'm going to say, okay, thank you. Thank you for reminding me that the only person I need to be listening to is myself. And not my ego self. I'm talking about that real voice that I only get really, really close to through meditation, through exercising, through not doing drugs, through not having alcohol, which that's never really been a problem for me, but even the exceptions that I've made, I've seen how it just takes my edge off a little bit, takes away from my sparkle. So here's my plan, ladies and gentlemen. Sleep. 6 hours. Minimum. Quality rest. No phone in the room while I'm sleeping. I have an alarm clock. I don't need my phone. Eat clean. Eat clean. It's really simple. So better food prep on the weekends. Today, I'm going to go to the supermarket, get the basics that I need, just prep it. Saves me a lot of time. Hit the gym, do my morning wellness routine. It's worked really well for me so far. I wake up at 4:15. By going to sleep by 8, that means that my last meal really needs to happen around 4 p.m. That's great. Intermittent fasting, guys. Lymphatic dry brushing, cold shower, read the Tao Te Ching, super important for my spirituality. Tea time, have my espresso, my matcha. I might save the getting off the caffeine, the coffee until March. I'll still be leaning into my espressos. Cool. Gym time. Now that I've come and I've built the repetition of being here, now I can start to hone in a bit more on some other metrics. How many minutes it takes me to do my kilometer, how many reps I'm doing. I can pay a bit more attention to that, because remember, January was only about getting here. It wasn't about tracking calories, how clean I am or not eating, none of that. It was just about getting here. So I've gotten here, I did that. Train, sauna, and get home to the office. Sell. Go out to the streets, interview potential users, walk by all the venues, have them do interviews, reward them. Sell. Do the gift throwing campaign. Gift throwing campaign is about to be fucking crazy. We have some incredible partners involved, guys. Incredible partners. We might push it out until May 1st and do all of it in May. Spend February, March, April, getting the tech even better, investing more into the PR campaign. Do it all of May, then June already Elevate Global Tour kicks off. What a crazy next fucking 18 months is about to be in my life. And I just want to say thank you to me, and fuck everybody that has tried to convince me that my vision is wrong or it's off. Because when I look at those people, and this is great advice for anybody who's watching this. The next time someone wants to give you feedback about your life, let them listen. And then on whatever the category is about what they're giving you feedback on, measure how they're doing in that area. For example, if my girlfriend's giving me feedback on finances, I listen to her. She's very successful financially, okay? But maybe if she gives me advice in another area, I'm going to look and say, you know, I appreciate that. And there might still be some truth to it. But let me then go and ask someone who is more of an expert in that area and see if they tell me the same thing. And then if they do, I'm like, wow, okay. But if not, then I can filter out that feedback. But at least I was willing to listen and didn't let my ego get in the way. Right? So what I'm talking about here is not just ignoring people and your ego saying you got it all right, because you can get great feedback. For example, again, back to my girlfriend. I'm speaking to her and she's like, I worked for 3 companies that were like startups, and I watched all these things that they did wrong. And now those companies, they went bankrupt. And I was like, ooh. But she said, but I was not a decision maker, so my opinion doesn't really matter. I was like, you're wrong. Actually, your opinion matters the most because you weren't emotionally tied to it. So you were able to see it with fresh eyes, past your own bias. And I said, talk me through everything. Tell me, what did they do wrong in each company? She told me what they did wrong in each company.
Six-pack training now?
Abs? At how many minutes?
In 10 minutes.
Okay. I want to come try that. I'll see you there on the floor. I'm going to do this ab class. I'm going to kick my ass. So she told me things, and I was like, actually, she knows what she's talking about. Everything that she said made sense because she was able to see things, and she even spoke up and tried to tell the owners or her managers, and they didn't listen. So also, don't throw out free education. Because people will tell you what they see. But here was one way that I knew that I could trust her feedback. She said, because I asked her about something in particular, I said, what's your outlook on event marketing as it pertains to these companies? Like, because it wasn't something they were doing as part of their outdoor marketing campaign. She said, I know nothing about that, so I can't tell you anything. So a woman that has awareness about also her own gaps and is not going to just be and try and push some bullshit off to somebody. So those are the things to look out for in people when they are giving you feedback. Number one, can they address, and you need to test this sometimes with people. If you know they don't know about something, ask them. And if they try and still give you some feedback and you know it's bullshit, don't listen to anything that they say. But if it's a quality person that's aware of their own, like what's in their wheelhouse or not, cool. And then the next part of it is, still be willing to listen. And then don't trust, verify. Go to another source. Go to like 4 or 5 other sources who actually are maybe more advanced in that subject or topic, and then see if they give you similar feedback. And then that's how you can start to build credibility up and choose if someone should or shouldn't be an advisor. So anyways, these next months are about to be fucking crazy. I'm super excited. I'm dialed in. Optimizing for as much signal as possible over noise. Here's to February.
Fuck. Damn, that's hard. Okay, you got this. Jesus, that's hard. Oh, I want to give up. I'm not going to. 8, 7, 8, 3, 2. Okay, so it is the end of January, and it's time to see how I did with my 100 reps challenge. Now, for those who didn't see it, 100 reps is based on a podcast that I watched called My First Million in Business. And one of the hosts of the podcast talked about his experience meeting Mr. Beast. And Mr. Beast was commenting on how all of these creators come to him and say, Mr. Beast, what's the secret to success? And he's like, well, number one, if you just look at my YouTube, the blueprint is there. Post lots of videos for many, many years. But he says he gives all of them a challenge. He says, record, edit, post 100 times. And so the guy on the podcast, he asked the second thing, he says, do they ever come back? And he said, they never do. And the guy said, well, why? And he said, Mr. B said, number one, most people, they do 4 or 5 videos and then they quit because they realize how hard it is.
And the guy said, well, what about the ones that keep going? It's like by the time that they've filmed, edited, and posted 100 videos, they don't need me anymore. They have momentum. Okay? So that's where this comes from my personal and professional life. What are the areas where I want to step into a new identity? And so it has to do with fitness and with essentially creating distribution for my company or product and services, fundraising, sales, really mastering Mandarin, which I've been learning for years, but never really committed fully to it, and more about sales and content. And so here's how I did. In January, from when I started tracking, I got 17 sessions, right? So if you're quick at math, that's 83 more to go, right? And my goal is to get to 100 of these sessions by the 24th of April, which is my birthday. Which if you do the math, February, March, April, 30, 60, I can hit it. It's actually literally, it's 84 days. That's pretty wild. So let's see if I hit it. The podcast, we got 4 episodes in. We're regrouping to figure out what we want to improve. Now, 100 sessions, 100 podcasts that's 96 more conversations that have to be had. That could take, I don't know, if we're doing, 2 or 3 a week, that could still take another, year. But we could maybe reach 100 episodes by the end of the year, which is pretty dope. First time meeting with investors. So I actually had just 7 first time meetings, and that attributed to 100,000, okay? But this has been tracked essentially since even before this year. We got commitments, but those funds don't matter until they're in the bank, ladies and gentlemen. For our gift run campaign, the sales calls, the first time sales calls with brands, those haven't happened yet. They're supposed to kick off probably middle of February once we have all of the assets ready. My Mandarin course, I've now done 32 sessions of that, okay? Daily sales live stream, you all have seen those. We've done 9. And then in terms of content that I actually edited and posted, we've got 11. After I post this one today, that'll make 12, but I'm not going to give it to myself until it's done. So that's how I did. You heard my commentary on what I want February to be like. It's train, sleep, sell. Whether it's with actual brands who are participating in our gift run campaign or first time meetings with investors. Practicing my course, recording content, editing it, and posting it. It's on me. It's all within reach. All right, peace out.